Alright, YouTube, this is Joe from Balls Deep Reptiles, and this is update number 2. I did the first part a couple weeks ago. Since then, definitely something I want to talk about, get some opinions, and maybe just some of the breeders that do things the way I was doing them. I've been using cypress mulch for the past few years. And I have experienced some respiratory infections in females, in some of my snakes over the last few years. But I'd moved a few times, and it was always during the winter. So I kind of, passed it off as, okay, they're sick because I moved them in December. And then they would get better, and everything's fine. And, well, about a month ago, I noticed about 6 adult females develop respiratory infections within like 2 days. I don't know what's causing it. I keep in this big rack, I keep the hot spot in the back at 89, 90 degrees. The tubs in the front, you're usually about 85. The room stays about 82 degrees. Lowest it gets in here is 80. So I don't see why they're getting sick. No logical explanation to me, except for maybe the cypress mulch. I've been buying the Ace brand cypress mulch for a few years, and so that I'm just going to test it and see if that's the problem. But I've noticed as soon as I got them off the cypress and moved them onto paper, they've seemed to get a lot better. I mean, I'm not a paper guy. This isn't the prettiest thing, but you know what? The tub stays cleaner. The water stays cleaner. There's no dirt in it. I noticed even when I'm in here working, after I'm done cleaning everything, I blow my nose and it's full of cypress dust and dirt. So I think this is probably a better idea for me to, my animals are extremely important to me. I actually had 2 of them pass away. Which was a adult female het ghost and an adult female het albino, both proven breeders. They got sick, and I started treating them for the respiratory, and I guess their immune systems couldn't handle it, and both of them dropped dead within 2 days of each other. All the other snakes seem fine. Some still have a little bit of wheezing, but otherwise they're fine. They're going to be okay. So. But if anybody has any experience with this, I don't understand why it is, because a lot of big breeders, use cypress mulch. So I'm clueless, but if anybody can help me out, I'd appreciate it. So, but let me run through what we got going on here. This is my new rack that I picked up. My buddy Tom from Reptiles hooked me up with this rack. It's a 27 bin bus tub freedom breeder, and it's great. It works out great. The only thing is that I'm missing, I guess somehow they got lost, but there's these little angles that hold the inserts in, and some of those are missing. So when I pull the tub, sometimes the inserts come with them, so I have to get some new ones made up. But my Enchi het albino, he's in full shed. Of course, the Champagne male, who is now a proven 100% het ghost, proven breeder male. This is my male lesser 100% het albino that I produced. He's about 450 grams, and he bred a couple girls, so there's still a chance that we could have some of those. Here is my Joe Blush line of lesser that I produced last year out of a female. My female that could be a, I don't know, het spark or het puma, spark, blah blah blah, super duper Spider-Man ball. But this is the male I produced. And he's smoking. So I held him back. I'm going to put him back to mom. He didn't breed this year, but We'll try him again next year. He's just got some insane blushing. So this is the Joe Blush line of lesser, if anybody wants to know. I have my own line of lessers. In here we have, well, which we purchased, which I actually think is, of course he's in full shed. It's better looking than my lesser het albino, but this is a butter 100% het albino. When he sheds out, he looks awesome. He'll be breeding for me next year. Oh, he took a poop. My leopard male, whom I love. I love the leopard gene, so I cannot wait to get him breeding. And I can't wait to clean up his poop. Here is the male pinstripe, who did prove out to be 100% het for albino. He will be up for sale. I have someone who already wants him, so most likely he's sold, but if anybody else is looking, if that falls through, you know, I'll let you know. Female het albino blackback. She didn't go this year. I put her back into a small tub. She used to be a ferocious eater. Frozen, thawed, anything. Would eat and shed. I put her in the big rack. She's off food. She was bred a few times, but nothing happened. This is one of my proven breeder het ghosts, who just shed and pooped for me. She's back on food and doing good. I moved her back into the smaller rack too, just to you know, try to get her eating, put some size on her. Here is the female Super Bowl. Actually had thought about selling the pair a while back, but I couldn't do it. She's just too rare. So a friend of mine has got the male, I got the female. We're in partnership on that. We're going to raise them up, breed them together, and see what happens. In here is one of my Enchi females, and I have two of them, which are, this one just shed, so she's looking really nice. And I have the other one over here, and it's interesting because they're total opposite. They look totally different than each other. Of course, this one's going into shed, but if we put them in here together, you can see one's, I guess it would be a dirty Enchi. And what happened?